text presents a discussion centered around the Milwaukee Bucks' current situation in the NBA, particularly their performance, expectations for the rest of the season, and the future of Giannis Antetokounmpo with the team. The conversation also touches on other NBA topics, such as the Warriors' playoff hopes, the Mavericks' trade for Anthony Davis, and the state of the Suns and Spurs. The primary focus is the Milwaukee Bucks' trajectory. The Bucks are considered a championship contender, and there is heavy scrutiny on their performance, particularly after their 2021 championship win. The conversation explores the notion that the Bucks' season will be deemed a failure if they don't reach the Eastern Conference Finals. This perspective, however, is dismissed as fiction, as it disrespects the strength of other teams in the East, like the Boston Celtics, Cleveland Cavaliers, and New York Knicks. The commentary about the Bucks suggests that while they have had success in recent years, including a championship, they are facing challenges, such as aging players and a roster that may not be built to sustain long-term title contention. There is recognition that Giannis is having an MVP-caliber season, but the team is seen as a late-stage contender, meaning they may not have much time left to capitalize on a championship window. The Bucks have had some unlucky seasons with injuries, but this has not deterred their pursuit of success. Kendrick Perkins, a notable figure in the analysis, emphasizes the importance of reaching the Eastern Conference Finals at the very least, with the pressure mounting for Giannis to stay loyal to the franchise. It suggested that if the Bucks failed to meet these expectations, Giannis may look to leave, though he has remained committed to Milwaukee thus far. This highlights the tension between team ambition and the realities of competing in a small market city. Further complicating the Bucks' future is the internal dynamic regarding their coaching situation. There is mention of the franchise paying two coaches simultaneously, Doc Rivers and Adrian Griffin, creating a situation where financial and leadership stability might be questioned. Giannis Antetokounmpo's future with the Bucks is a major focal point of the discussion. He is described as someone who loves the Bucks but loves winning more, indicating that his loyalty to the team could be tested if the franchise doesn't show signs of sustained, long-term success. There is a mention of the organization's efforts to bolster the roster with additions like Kyle Kuzma and Damian Lillard. However, the concern remains that these moves may not be enough to push the Bucks into the true championship conversation, especially if they fall short in the postseason. Giannis' previous comments on failure highlight the significance of achieving success beyond individual accolades, which places additional pressure on the Bucks to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals or beyond. The team's leadership and ability to build a sustainable, championship-contending roster is seen as paramount to keeping Giannis satisfied. There is a clear sense that this season is critical for the team to prove they can still contend or risk losing their star player. The broader Eastern Conference context is also crucial in this discussion. While the Bucks are a top contender, the Celtics and Cavaliers are seen as stronger teams in the East at the moment. The Knicks are also highlighted as a team with significant momentum, which makes it harder for the Bucks to secure a top spot. In a sense, the Bucks' challenges mirror those of many teams with aging superstars. The conversation acknowledges that the NBA doesn't allow for prolonged, uninterrupted championship runs, and this could explain why the Bucks' window may be closing. This sentiment underscores the difficulty in staying atop the league for multiple seasons, and how even the best teams can fall off due to injuries, roster changes, and the natural aging of key players. Moving on to other NBA storylines, there is a brief discussion about the Golden State Warriors and their struggle to stay out of the play-in tournament, highlighting their need for improvement to remain competitive in the Western Conference. The Mavericks' trade for Anthony Davis is also debated, with the consensus being that it's too early to judge the deal's success. The Mavericks are under pressure to win a championship soon, but the team's future with Davis remains uncertain. The Denver Nuggets are presented as an intriguing team, thanks to Jamal Murray's resurgence and MVP-caliber performances from Nikola Jokic. The team's momentum is tempered by the challenges they face reintegrating Russell Westbrook into their lineup, which will be a key storyline moving forward. Lastly, the Phoenix Suns and San Antonio Spurs are both underperforming relative to expectations. The Suns, despite having a talented roster, have been unable to break .500, leaving many to question why they haven't lived up to their potential. In contrast, the Spurs have made significant strides by acquiring De'Aaron Fox and focusing on developing their young talent alongside Victor Wembanyama, positioning themselves as a team to watch in the future. Overall, the text offers a comprehensive look at the challenges and pressures facing the Milwaukee Bucks as they strive to return to the championship level. While their future with Giannis remains a central point of focus, the broader landscape of the NBA, with shifting team dynamics and evolving player relationships, provides a fascinating backdrop to the conversation. The text ultimately highlights the unpredictability of the NBA and the difficulties even successful franchises face in maintaining prolonged excellence, especially in a league filled with intense competition and constantly changing narratives.